Hello, in this video we're going to use a graphing calculator to find profit maximizing price and quantity for a firm holding some kind of monopoly power. So we've got a Simpsons reference here. Little Lisa has a company. They've given us our marginal cost, and quantity is the tons recycled here, and price is the price per ton. The demand is right here. This is our inverse demand curve. And then we've got total cost function. So what we need to do right here where it says we need to find profit maximizing price and quantity, we need to find the quantity where marginal cost equals marginal revenue. Okay, and so we've already got marginal cost. It's that function right there. So I need to get marginal revenue, which is the derivative of the inverse demand curve times quantity. In other words, it's the rate of change in the total revenue function. So let's do, so what we do, we have price. So total revenue is price times quantity. So total revenue in this case is going to be 1380 minus 4Q, and then we're going to multiply everything in there by Q. Okay, so doing that a little bit faster, it's just 1380Q minus 4Q squared. Okay, now to take the partial derivative of that to get the marginal revenue, just going to do 1380 minus 8, space here, 8Q. Okay, so there's our marginal revenue. So now we're just going to set both of those equal to each other, and then you can go ahead and solve. But we're going to use a graphing calculator to do this. So let's do that. And okay, so marginal cost. So we want to, the graphing calculator doesn't really know marginal cost, but it does know that y is going to be the whatever's on the, or price is going to be on the y-axis. So let's do it that way. So 60, we'll just substitute y for MC, and then x for q. Okay, so there's our marginal cost function, and I wrote mine wrong, so let me fix it. There we go. Okay, so there's marginal cost right there, and then I need to do both the demand. So here's the demand curve. So it's y equals 1380 minus 4x. And then the marginal revenue function is that thing that we figured out there, minus 8x. Okay, and so this should look familiar. Seen this. And if you were doing a homework, you could then take your snipping tool. You could take this here. You could write marginal cost on it. You could write demand. You could write marginal revenue, just like that. Okay. So let's make this a little bit bigger. So this is the intersection right here. This is profit maximizing quantity, and so the profit maximizing quantity is 132. We can see that. And then because they have a monopoly, we're going to go all the way up to the demand curve. And an easy way to do that with a graphing calculator is just to go x equals 132, and that'll draw a straight line right there. And then I can click on that, see what the price is. So the price for this monopoly is 852. So they're going to charge 852, and they're going to sell 130 units. Now this is different than the competitive price, which is right there. Okay, so we got to that part of the question. So that's profit maximizing price and quantity. The profit at this point, so for profit, it's your choice. You can mess around with marginal cost. It's easier just to plug in this quantity into total cost, and so we'll go ahead and do that. So total cost equals 67,000 plus 60 times 132 plus 132 squared. And then total revenue is going to be price 852 times 132 units, and whatever that is, that'll give us that. So I'm not going to do that in this video, but it's really pretty rudimentary there. It's just total revenue minus total cost, whatever you get there. That's going to give you your profit. Okay, so you just follow that. All right, find consumer surplus, producer surplus, and deadweight loss. Okay, so let's go back to our calculator here. So deadweight loss is going to be the area of this triangle from here to here. Actually, let's do it this way. I can just draw on it right here. Take a new snip right here. So this is demand. This is marginal revenue. This is marginal cost. Okay, so deadweight loss is going to be, I'm going to color it in yellow. It's going to be the area of this triangle right here. So just calculate that linear triangle, 1/2 base times height, and that'll give you your deadweight loss. The consumer surplus, let's do that with a black pen. So it's the difference between demand and the price that they pay. So it's going to be this triangle right here. So consumer surplus. So all the way up to 1380 down to the price and then over to the quantity. Okay. And then the producer surplus, is that the last thing it asked me? Yep. So producer surplus can be everything above marginal cost but below the price. So it's going to be two different things. It's going to be this part right here. So this is the first part. So you can calculate that as a triangle right there, plus this. This is the sometimes called the markup. This is the additional producer surplus that they're going to gain from that. So that's how to use a graphing calculator to solve a monopoly problem. You just do the arithmetic in there with the triangles and you're all set.